He didn't run to the door when we brought him home. He didn't sniff the corners. He didn't explore. He just sat there, right in the middle of the hallway, completely still, like he was waiting for something terrible to happen. And the look in his eyes, I will never forget it. It wasn't fear exactly. It was something quieter than fear, something heavier, like he didn't believe any of it was real, because for 8 months, nothing good had ever stayed real for him. 8 months in a shelter, metal cages, fluorescent lights, the constant noise of other animals crying through the night. 8 months of watching families walk through the doors, point at kittens, at younger cats, at anyone but him, and walk back out without him. He was 2 years old, fully grown, not a tiny kitten that melts hearts on sight, just an orange tabby with long fur, a broad chest, and serious amber eyes that had learned, day after day, exactly what it felt like to be passed over. The shelter workers had a name for cats like him. Not unadoptable, nobody said that out loud, just overlooked. And somewhere in those 8 months, something in him had absorbed that lesson completely. When the shelter coordinator handed him to us, she pulled me aside. She said it quietly, like a warning. He might not act like a cat who's been rescued, not at first. I smiled, I nodded, I thought I understood what she meant. I didn't. Inside the house, it became clear fast just how deep those 8 months had cut. He moved low to the ground, almost crawling, like he was trying to take up as little space in the world as possible, like being noticed had only ever meant danger. He didn't meow, not once. He found the narrowest gap between the wall and the couch, pressed himself into it as deep as he could go, and that's where he stayed. I put out a soft bed. He ignored it and slept on the bare floor. I placed toys around the room. He walked past them without a glance. The television made him flinch. Running water made him flatten against the floor. A door closing too hard sent him straight back to his corner. Every ordinary sound in that house felt to him like a threat. There was a stillness in the way he held himself, guarded, careful, waiting, like the world had already taught him not to expect anything good, and he wasn't about to be fooled again. I kept telling myself, just give him time, he'll come around. But days passed and he stayed quiet, still watching everything with those amber eyes. Not sadness exactly, more like disbelief, like some part of him was still waiting to be taken back to that cage. For 8 months, he had been the cat nobody chose, and in his mind, that hadn't ended just because the address had changed. Those first weeks demanded real patience, no sudden movements, no loud voices, no forcing anything. I'd sit on the floor near him, not reaching out, just being close, and let him decide how much distance he needed. Some days he didn't move an inch, some days barely that distance shrank. But something in him wanted to try. You could feel it. A small, fragile want buried deep under all that caution. Something 8 months in a cage hadn't fully put out.
If you've made it this far, you clearly care about stories like this one. Stick around for more of them. Hit subscribe. It genuinely means everything. Around week 3, he did something I wasn't prepared for. I was at my desk. I work from home, so he'd gotten used to the rhythm of my days. I heard a quiet sound behind me and turned around slowly. He was standing upright. Not crouching, not sitting, standing on his hind legs, back against the wall, front paws folded against his chest, looking straight at me. Like a little person, like he was trying to say something he didn't have words for. I didn't move. I just looked back. And for the first time since he'd come home, he didn't look away. That was the beginning of everything. From that moment, something shifted, slowly, quietly, but unmistakably. He started to understand that this house was different, that nobody here was going to take him back, that the calm was real, and it belonged to him too. He started coming into my office, first just the doorway, watching, then a little closer, then closer still, always with that same careful, measuring expression, like he was still gathering evidence on whether trust was safe. But he kept showing up, choosing again and again to be near me. After about 2 months, his real personality started coming through. He got curious. He moved through every room like he was claiming it for the first time. He found the sunny spot by the window. He learned exactly what the can opener meant. He started to play, tentative at first, then sharp and focused, chasing a toy across the floor like it was the most serious mission in the world. And he never stopped standing upright. It became his signature. When he wanted attention, he'd stand. When something caught his eye, he'd rise up and look. I'd glance over from my work, and there he'd be, upright, patient, paws folded, like he was waiting for me to say something worth hearing. It made me laugh every single time. He looked exactly like a person who had decided to become a cat and hadn't fully committed to the bit. He climbed onto the couch, then the bed. Then one morning, he settled across my legs while I was reading, tucked his chin onto his paws, let out the slowest exhale I'd ever heard, and just stayed. Like he'd finally put something heavy down, like whatever weight he'd carried out of that shelter had, piece by piece, found somewhere safe to land. Because I work from home, we spend almost every waking hour together. That constant presence built something real. He knows my routine. He knows when I'm stressed before I do. He'll come sit nearby, not demanding, not pushing, just close enough to let me know he's there. One afternoon, I took him onto the balcony for the first time. He stepped out carefully, whiskers working, ears turning like small radars. Then a breeze came through, just a small one, and his eyes went wide and bright. He rose up onto his hind legs, nose tilted into the wind, completely himself for the very first time. It was the most alive I had ever seen him look. And watching him like that, I thought about how close he'd come to never having this. How many families had walked straight past his cage. How many mornings he'd spent still waiting. Before he came into my life, I was carrying a kind of quiet grief I hadn't fully named, a kind of loss that had closed something in me. I hadn't understood how much I needed something to show up for every single day until he was there, standing at my desk, paws folded, watching me work, like simply being present was the most important job in the world. He didn't fix what was broken in me, but he changed the air in that apartment, and he changed something in me I don't think I could have reached alone. There's a feeling I still can't fully explain, like he came into my life at exactly the moment he was supposed to, not a day earlier, not a day later. If this story meant something to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Some stories are too important to keep to yourself. And if you're thinking about adopting, remember this: they don't always arrive healed. Sometimes they come still carrying everything. Be patient, be steady, just be near them. Because the love a rescued cat gives you once he finally believes you're safe reaches somewhere nothing else ever can. So tell me, do you think rescue cats bond deeper because of what they've survived? Or does every cat love the same, no matter where they started? There's no wrong answer. Tell me what you think in the comments.